to YouTube. When I was 16, I started working part-time at a video store in my home city of Los Angeles, California. I would work Friday, 4 hours, Saturday, Sunday, 8 hours each, and Monday, 4 hours. So I would rack up a good amount of hours. I was still in high school. I was 16. I worked at a video store, and I started off at $3.35 per hour. And in about a month, my boss gave me my first pay raise, 15 cents. I was earning $3.50. That was 30 years ago, 1988. Here we are 30 years later, I'm still working. So I had a job where I maintained part-time status while being a high school student, and then eventually going off to college, I would work more hours. The average pay that I would get was $5 an hour. If I was lucky, $5.20 an hour. Eventually, when I was 19, I got a new job in Los Angeles in a different industry where they paid me $7 per hour. 3 months later, I got a raise to $8. 3 months later, a raise to $9. Eventually, in 1996, I was capped off at $12.50 an hour. But by then, I had been kicked out of college, and I was just working full-time, single, and I knew I wanted to do a little bit more, so that's when I joined the Air Force. It's been raining here, so we have a lot of mosquitoes. When I joined the Air Force, I got married in 1996, joined the Air Force in 1996. We had our son, and it was an income of one, in the sense that we had one income, and my wife would watch our son, she would watch our home, take care of our home. So we've always, since 1996, when we got married, lived off one income. Even today we live off one income. Eventually we had our daughter and we would earn more. As far as debt, we had $1,000 each, and that's it. We paid that off. So we started to build. Eventually I became an officer in the Air Force, and the pay was really good. But what happened in 2006, the Air Force had a reduction in force, so I had to leave active duty. Basically, I lost my job, and I took a huge pay cut when I went from active duty Air Force officer to Air Force civilian. And that was something that was, probably looking back, one of the best things that could have happened, because that's when I realized finances, it's not how much you earn it, but it's what you do with what you earn. Fast forward, I was an Air Force civilian and a reservist working part-time here and there. In 2015, I was active duty for 3 years, all the way up till 2018, 2 months ago. The most I've ever earned per year was $126,000 between 2015, 16, 17, and some of 18. That's a lot of money. My wife and I were able to accumulate wealth, and between her and I, we did $330,000. We also inherited $170,000. Our net worth today, 22 years into this journey, is about $500,000. That includes the property that we live in that's paid off, our investments. Our investments overall aren't that much, because I was focused more on paying off the property, the house. We actually paid off our previous home in 2016, so that's where my wife and I were able to build $330,000. Why do I share personal information? I share it because hopefully I can motivate some of you to do something, to believe in yourself that you can do it, like we did. We started off with 6 pieces of luggage. I've been working 30 years, and I plan on working 10 more years and 5 months. So I want to retire at the age of 57 and do this full time and travel full time. How do you calculate your net worth, financial net worth? You have your assets, you subtract your liabilities. That's what your net worth is. That's how I come up with the $500,000 amount that I talked about. I realized that what we have in this world, in this lifetime, we're not going to take it with us. Because of that, I've constantly lived life with my family, whether it's our son, daughter, and my wife. Travel, do things, enjoy everything, because everything is temporary. So this will not go with me when I leave this world, but that's part of the legacy where we leave something for our children, for our grandchildren, for our loved ones, or for somebody that's special in our lives that we can leave it to them. The other thing, going back to that one income, is my wife and I have worked well together. That doesn't mean that we always agreed on our finances. We've definitely had disagreements on finances, and we had to make adjustments, just like I tell anybody. You have to make adjustments as needed. But you have to have that vision too, and you have to stay on track, finish that race that I talked about just yesterday. So I share my personal information to let somebody know that it's not where you start, it's how you finish. It's about making those adjustments. It's about having that vision and working hard and making it happen. What's next? Well, I don't know. I have 10 years of work, but we're going to travel. We're going to continue to build, and we're going to continue to give to others. So that's where I am in life right now. And I want to just share that with you so you can see where you are, where you want to go, and then cover that gap. Where you are today and where are you trying to go, and how are you going to get there? So hopefully you've enjoyed this. It's definitely possible. And I'll leave you with one more thing. When we started with our finances, it was at the age of 24, both of us, my wife and I. But we were reacting to our previous decisions as opposed to being proactive in the sense that this is what we want to do, invest, save up for a house, or whatever it is, financial goals. So we started a little bit late, but again, it's not how you start, it's how your journey goes, how you finish. And one of the other things is, don't really compare yourself to others in your life, because we all have our own journey, and every journey is going to be different. So don't get into that habit of saying he has more than I do, or she has more than I do, or they have more than I do. In the end, we're not going to take it with us. But in the meantime, we're definitely going to enjoy life, health, finances, travel, family, friends, and meeting new people. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Take care.